Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube.com. This is Google MF Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Floyo and Didi Woodson, and we got a very big show for us tonight. Um, this is it, guys. This is the night we've been waiting for. Obviously, SmackDown Live is on Tuesday night. We're definitely going to be recapping that. No doubts about it. We'll get into that. But I know you guys are waiting for the Mikey's Mindset, especially because we are just a few hours away from New Japan Pro Wrestling's Wrestle Kingdom 12. It goes down later this morning, which is about 2 a.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. out you got for all you guys out west, but more importantly, 7 p.m. Tokyo time at the Dome tonight, as it is without a doubt the biggest wrestling show of the year. By many people's indications, this show is the biggest show to date. This could be even bigger than WrestleMania that comes down in just a few months in the New Orleans Mercedes-Benz Superdome. But more importantly, this is without a doubt one of the biggest nights we're going to have period in professional wrestling. But until we get to there, let's get into SmackDown Live, which went down, like I said, on Tuesday night. And we started the show off with a promo segment. Styles, basically getting involved and basically getting into this little snippet that he's been having. He spoke about what happened the week before, about how the outcome between him and Kevin Owens last week, and he asked for a match against Sami Zayn. Okay, fair enough. That did happen. Uh, then we had, you know, a little bit of a back. So Daniel Bryan did agree, and Shane McMahon came out, and you kind of felt the back and forth, the bickering, going on again, but this personal vendetta going on, and you kind of have this thing where, I kind of feel like it's gonna, you're this fighting, this influencing, this personal vendetta that Shane McMahon has against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and the method is starting to get to the madness, and it's starting to affect the SmackDown locker room. It's already affected AJ Styles once. Remember, Sami Zayn got ejected from the fight last week, but that distraction by Shane McMahon gave Kevin Owens the opening to beat AJ Styles, and AJ gave Shane a look I have not seen him give him in a very long time. He was not a happy camper last week. So, what's going to happen now? Are they going to get revenge? We'll have to wait and find out. But until then, Anthony Floyo, come on in, my friend, and give us your thoughts about the opening segment of the night.
Well, I'll tell you on that. It was a solid segment, playing off of the established angle in last week's main event. And I'm hoping and I'm praying, me being one of the two holy rollers here, of course, Didi Woodson being the other. I'm really hoping and praying to the Lord that this is leading to Daniel Bryan somehow, some way, returning to the ring. Otherwise, this whole thing will feel like a big old waste of time, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. So, but yeah, this was a solid segment, and I'm going to tell you all something. I want to give you all a little spoiler alert. When we get to the main event, I'm going to have some very harsh words, so watch out. That's all I'm saying. So you'll know when it's coming. So I just want y'all to make a note of that. So solid segment by default. It has to be the segment of the night because I don't remember there being any other in-ring segments that I know of on the show. So nothing more to say. Didi Woodson, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on that opening segment.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it seemed like the whole opening segment was like total chaos, but at the same time, I mean, it was just a lot of storyline building and stuff there. My feelings about this whole situation is that they're pretty much kind of using AJ Styles here for this feud between Shane and Daniel. I'm ready to see this actually move on now, and I'm hoping that within the next couple of matches or so, or at least by the next pay-per-view, that we will get to that point to where we can move it along and get on to whatever the next part of this feud's going to be. So, but it was a very good way to open the show. Yeah, I think for the most part, it probably was one of the only in-ring segments. So, not much more I have to say about it. So, I'll toss it over to Bullock since he just signed in.
Mike Bullock, it's all yours, my friend. We're just talking about the opening segment of the night.
Yes, of course. First off, I want to say, since this is my first time being part of the show in 2018, I want to wish all three of you a happy new year. And, what a way for the new year to start off, of course, with a big snowstorm coming tomorrow, but story for another day. But, yeah, as far as this segment goes, I thought it was a good opening segment. I mean, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan obviously continue to disagree on things, and basically AJ Styles, and Shane McMahon hashed things up after what happened last week. And then Shane McMahon basically said he was going to be out during the main event to basically be in AJ's corner, and then Daniel Bryan said, you know what, not only is Kevin Owens going to be in Sami Zayn's corner, but I'm going to be out there too. So certainly makes for what we saw in the main event. So I thought it was a good segment to start it off. So let's just move on, Fletch.
All right, guys, and we are indeed going to move on. And the next thing that we had was for the Smackdown Tag Team titles. It was the Usos going up against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. And initially, we had new tag team champions. Initially, Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable won the titles at 9 minutes and 41 seconds. But hold up, wait a minute. We had ourselves a problem. It was an illegal man that got pinned on the Usos. It was supposed to have been Jey Uso, not Jimmy. Another referee ran into the ring. Basically, he was like, wait a minute. No, you got this wrong. They went to replay, and they reversed the decision, say, let's restart the fight. And then we fought for, I want to say, another 5 minutes or so. When it was all said and done, the winners of the bout and still SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Jimmy and Jey, the Usos, on a total allowed time of 14 minutes and 11 seconds. Oh, man, Anthony Florio, I know you definitely got a lot to talk about this one.
Co-fight of the night. It's not often I say that, but this was co-fight of the night for me. I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars. Fine start to the show, and I thought the fake title switch, a.k.a. for all you old schoolers out there, the dusty finish, if you will, was very nicely done. I reckon we're going to get a rematch at the Royal Rumble because it's a 4-hour show and they need to kill the time. And we need some more SmackDown action on there. And I imagine they're probably gonna save the rematch for the Royal Rumble And I'm telling you, I really like Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I'm really, I'm buying in. I'm believing these guys. And some are saying they're not the guys to dethrone the Usos. I disagree. I think they are the guys to dethrone the Usos. I really do. But it was a very good match overall, even with the, you could call it dusty finish, wonky finish, what have you. And it felt like they wanted to show. I mean, they wanted to obviously show that the challengers can win, but they didn't want to pull the trigger on a title switch. And I also think that it's gonna serve as an excuse and motivation for a hard heel turn for Benjamin and Gable. I mean, they're teasing the heel turn, and I think they're already there myself, but I think they'll really push that over. So, but yeah, this was a very good match, no question about it. It's co-fight of the night for me. I'm giving this a solid 3 stars for the effort. So well done. And like I said, look for a rematch at the Royal Rumble, and if that's the case, Benjamin and Gable are winning the belts. You heard it here first. Michael Bullock, do you agree with that?
Oh, I totally agree with that. This was the co-fight of the night, and I'm going to give it a solid 3 stars as well. I mean, a good way to start off the matches portion of SmackDown Live, and the crazy finish that we had. I mean, I thought it was good. Usually, I don't like these kinds of finishes, but I'm actually okay with it. And I think we are going to get a rematch at the Royal Rumble. And I agree with you. I do like this team of Benjamin and Gable. Many people were questioning why they broke up American Alpha, but this team is really is really gelling, and I do believe they could be the ones to dethrone the Usos. I know, like you just said, there are probably some people who disagree, but I think they can. And I think it's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. So, yeah, there's really nothing more to say. So, 3 stars. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Well, I do agree with one thing. I don't like matches that end like this. And, one thing they always say is nothing is new in wrestling, and I don't know how many times they've had endings like this where the wrong person has been pinned, and now all of a sudden we are making a big deal out of it. That both the man who pinned and the guy who got pinned were neither the legal men, and now we're making a big deal about it. Why? I mean, you never have before. All of a sudden, you're going to start doing it now. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me on that. I am going to penalize for it. I'm going with 2 3/4 of a star. But at the same time, it was a good match to start off the show with. So, not much more I have to say about it other than why WWE are you doing this now, making a big deal out of something you've done for years? Not much more I have to say about it. Fletch, yours.
And Dee Woodson comes in with the proverbial hammer and just basically lights up SmackDown Live with a pretty hardcore shot there. But, fair enough. I'm not going to say much about it. So then there was a backstage thing. Basically, the Bludgeon Brothers, the fight never got off. They were supposed to fight Breezango. Breezango got jumped. Ascension tried to make the save. Yeah, too little, too late on that as well. So we're on that, thank God. So we got into something that was a little more interesting, as it was Xavier Woods, one of 3 members of the New Day, going up against Aiden English. This is that quarterfinal match of the United States Heavyweight Championship Tournament. The winner of the bout moving on to the semifinals, and the man that will be facing off with Jinder Mahal, Xavier Woods. He wins the match at 7 minutes and 31 seconds, and a nice little celebration after the fight. Pancakes for everyone. again. Now this is a party I could get into. Screw the green beans, pancakes for everyone. I can definitely get into this. So Michael Blake, come on in, brother. It's all yours. What did you think? Xavier Woods moves on.
Man, I don't know how the heck I'm gonna follow that. But yeah, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it 2 stars as a rating for this match. I mean, fine match. I mean, it was short, but but good for the amount of time that it did get. And yeah, I mean, Xavier Woods, now he moves on. He takes one step closer to becoming the United States Heavyweight Champion. So good match for what it was. D.D. Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, it was not that bad of a match. So I'll go the 2 to 2.5 stars for the match. Not much more I'm going to say about it. So, Florio, it's yours.
Yeah. Solid match here. I agree. I agree with that. 2 stars for me. They hit a few impactful moves, and I didn't feel that it was there for too long. And, this was, it was fine for what it was. Let me see. I had some other. Oh, yeah. It was a perfectly solid but short match. 2 to 2.5. I agree. Woods winning was a given, as the winner was going to be facing Jinder Mahal in the next round of the United States Heavyweight Championship tournament. Oh, by the way, the championship match is going to take place at the Royal Rumble. How about that? So 2.5. That's the best I can give it. I'll go with the gag on that. So nothing more to say here. A logical outcome, considering Mahal was the next in line. So MF, how do you feel about that?
I don't have any problem with it. I think it was definitely a good match. I think, if it was given more time, I think this would have been a lot more better. I agree with the 2.5. I thought it was good. I was kind of hoping for a little more out of it, because Aiden English has really upped his game lately. I think pairing him with Rusev has gotten a monster over in WWE now, and I really feel like for once we're taking Aiden English more legitimately now than ever before. And as far as Xavier Woods, I mean, good performance. Normally when you're in such a huge tag team, trying to break away from an individual standpoint is a lot more harder, and he delivered, at least for the most part. Now I think we can honestly say that, unfortunately the odds of him advancing are not so great, because he is going up against Jinder Mahal in the next round, the semifinal, and a lot of people has Jinder Mahal penciled in as possibly the next United States Heavyweight Champion. So, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens there. So, it's going to be an interesting matchup. But, here we go. All right, guys. So, next thing we had, well, are you ready for some amazing women's action? It was the Welcoming Committee. You know who they are. Tamina, Carmella, and Natalia, and they go up against the Riot Squad. That's right. Sarah Logan, Ruby Riot, and I'm missing the last one, Liv Morgan. And when it was all said and done, the winners of the bout at 6 minutes and 54 seconds, the Riot Squad gets the big win. But wait, hold on. There was a little bit of some more. The Riot Squad made their intentions known. All 3 members are going to be a part of the Women's Royal Rumble match. The now 30 women in the Royal Rumble match. But then there was a little bit of an interruption. Charlotte Flair came out. So did Naomi. They both came out, and they both had their thoughts on mind about revenge. And this one got my blood boiling and my heart racing, because, ladies and gentlemen, the fiery redhead from Dublin, Ireland, who's straight up fire, is back. Becky Lynch. Anthony Flair has a saying that Alexa Bliss is his future ex-wife. I wish Becky Lynch is my future girlfriend. I'm not calling her my wife because I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I would love to be the future for her to be, my gal. So with that being said, and with everything included, Dee Winston's probably laughing her ass off right now. Oh my God. And we got to go to her first, too. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. Dee, go ahead. It's all yours, my dear.
Oh, brother. Well, you had one thing right. I am laughing my ass off. Okay. For me, the little bit after the match, I think, was more interesting than the actual match itself. There's just so much about this Riot Squad here that is just seems so much of a copycat of Paige's group. And if you ask Kevin, the Riot Squad is the Squidward Squad, because which one of them you say has Squidward's nose?
Ruby Riot.
He thinks Ruby Riot has Squidward's nose. So there's your SpongeBob pun for the night. I mean, Ruby Riot, if she didn't have all the tattoos, she's as pale as Paige, the black hair like Paige. I mean, she just looks like a Paige wannabe with her two flunkies, which is what Paige has over on her, over on Raw. But out of the two, Paige's group, I think, know how to wrestle better than these three. They team better. They just have a flow better than what I see out of this Riot Squad. I really am not impressed with this Riot Squad. I'm not impressed with the win they did tonight. Or last night. So I'm going to hit it with 1.5 stars because I just was not really super impressed with what I saw out of it. But Charlotte coming out and introducing Naomi and the returning Becky Lynch, that right there for me was more of what I would have wanted to see than seeing the welcoming committee up against these three. I would have rather seen those three against these three. Because you've got a reason for them to be facing them storyline wise. So not much more I have to say about it. I know I've hit Smackdown hard twice now, so sorry about that, Fletch, but let's just toss it over to Florio.
God bless you, Dee Woodson, for doing that. I'm usually the one who likes to hit SmackDown Live the hardest because I'm the Raw guy here. But yeah, that definitely puts a little bit of a Cheshire cat-like grin on my face. So praise you for that. So but all kidding aside, I'm going to give this about 1.5 to 2. It was okay at best, mainly serving to get the Riot Squad some momentum ahead of the Rumble. And it was a kind of a lame finish. At least they kept it short. And I guess the Sweet Valley High Mean Girls have kissed and made up because, there was tension between them for a while. So I guess they're running around again. So, yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I saw Becky Lynch come back, MF, I'll be honest with you, you were the first person on my mind. You were the first one I was thinking of. I thought of you immediately. and I swear I could hear MF gurring from a mile away because of how much he is. What he just said, friends, is really true. I mean, he is mad for Becky Lynch. Let me tell you, if he, oh boy, if I can only imagine what he would do if he ever got the chance to meet her. If SmackDown Live came back our way. I don't think he got to meet her the last time they were here, back in the summer, the go home show for SummerSlam when him and Bullock went. But boy howdy, what he would do if he ever got to meet Becky Lynch. That's all I can say on that. And he was the first one I immediately thought of when I heard her music and saw her come out. I'm like, MF has got to be gurring like a madman right now, and I can only imagine what he was doing at that moment. But indeedy, I agree with you again. I would love to see Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky going up against the Riot Squad. And don't be surprised if they do that on the next SmackDown Live. It wouldn't surprise me if we see that Tuesday night on the next SmackDown Live at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center in Birmingham, Alabama. So we'll find out what happens. So we'll see. So just wanted to get that off my chest. 1.5 to 2 is the rating I give it. So Michael Bullock, or is it MF? I don't know who. I think it goes back.
It's me.
Oh, it goes to you both. Okay.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on this women's match and the return of Becky Lynch from her movie commitments?
Yeah, 1.5 stars is my rating on the match. I mean, it was short, but when I saw the return of Becky Lynch, I mean, Fletch was on my mind too. I mean, he must have been have the smile of a Cheshire cat, and yeah, so, and I could see that happening on a future SmackDown Live with Charlotte, Naomi, and Becky Lynch against the Riot Squad. So, could it be next week? We'll just have to wait and find out. So 1.5 stars. So let's just move right along, Fletch.
Well, there's nothing to write home about now. It's all about the main event now. Basically, it was AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn, and when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout in 14 minutes and 44 seconds was Sami Zayn. Again, some distraction outside of the ring that gave him the victory there. And now AJ Styles is pissed. Now he's really angry at, the Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon thing, and is like, you know what? They can't win their fights on their own. I don't care about this. I'm done with this being a joke. You guys are fighting like a bunch of prevalent children. I'm the WWE champion. You know what? Screw this. Royal Rumble, give me both men in a match, and I'll put the WWE title on the line. Daniel Bryan was like, you want it? All right, you got it. AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and the WWE Championship will be on the line. Whoa. All right. Here's the problem I got. What happens if Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn wins that fight? Who is technically declared WWE champion? I've never seen anything like this. Have you? I don't ever remember a handicap match that had the most prestigious title in the industry up for grabs. I think the only time I ever remembered where a title was on the line in that kind of capacity was literally when Triple H went up against Chris Jericho and Stephanie McMahon. And if I remember, it was a Monday Night Raw. And if memory serves me right, I believe the undisputed World Wrestling Federation title was on the line. Basically, it gave an opportunity where either Jericho could have won the belt, or, God forbid, but it was definitely a possibility, we could have saw Stephanie McMahon as the undisputed champion. And remember, this was at the time when they had both the WCW and the WWF or the WWF titles. There was 2 belts. Just like what Daniel Bryan did when he got that infamous Miracle at Bourbon Street WrestleMania, when he had the 2 belts in possession. So, first off, the scenario seems a little fishy because of how adamant Daniel Bryan, he literally jumped and said, all right, you're on, you got it. You want the shot? It's your fight. That makes me wonder, could there be a possibility? Now, I think this would be great for SmackDown Live if this happens, because I know a lot of fans are very high on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But wouldn't it be something if the WWE Championship is literally under Freebird rule? That would be absolutely insane. And especially on the road to WrestleMania? Fight of the night, or co-fight of the night, gets another 3 to 3.5 stars. Great storyline, great progression. But I'm really wondering, what the heck are you going to do with this title now? Because it's a handicap match. Heaven forbid if we see the unthinkable. All right, Florio, I know you say you had something really special on your mind about the main event. And I'm guessing this is probably where the gloves are probably coming off. So go ahead.
You darn right they're going to come off. But let me get to the positive first. I agree. This was the other co-fight of the night. I'm going to give this a solid 3 stars again. Good match. But this constant bickering between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan is not all that entertaining. And it's rather predictable. I can see Shane making Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn wrestle for a #1 contenders match to get some level of revenge, possibly. That could happen. It was a pretty good main event, but far from what these 2 guys are capable of. I had high hopes for this match because of the talent levels of both men. But the entire main event scene is about building the power struggle between Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. And here come the harsh words. It's coming at the expense of AJ Styles? What is up with that? I am not a fan of that at all. I am not. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, MF, and I'm directing this to you and anybody who's a SmackDown Live disciple. When the whole brand split started, Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, they were named commissioner and GM and all that, yada yada. That's fine, but correct me if I'm wrong. But when the show started, didn't they say they were going to make the show less about them and more about the superstars? Am I wrong on that?
No, you're right. And they always were preaching about the land of opportunity. That was SmackDown's ammo going in. Absolutely.
And what are they doing now? They're making it about them. If that's not being a damn hypocrite, I don't know what is. That is hypocrisy at its absolute worst right there. You guys said you weren't going to be, the show was not going to be about authority figures, because you remember on Raw, you remember when Stephanie McMahon and Mick Foley were going at it for all that time. And that's one of the reasons why SmackDown Live was better than Raw, because they weren't making it about the authority figures. And now, one of the reasons why I've said over the last few weeks that Raw was slowly on the rise and SmackDown Live was slowly on the decline was because of the fact that SmackDown Live is doing they're doing what they said they were not going to do, making it about the authority figures. I cannot for the life of me believe that they are making it about the authority figures. And even worse, you're making AJ Styles the best wrestler on this planet today when it comes to WWE. Although we said that Okada was the Wrestler of the Year, and rightfully so. AJ Styles is the crown jewel, not just of SmackDown Live, but of the WWE right now. And you're making him look like a stupid idiot and a mutton head? Nope. That's a big old thumbs down. And I could go further than that, but I'm not going to do that because of who I am. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So, Shano, Daniel Bryan, I respect you guys. You know that I do. But you two ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You two are fighting like two freaking high school girls fighting over a damn hairbrush. Give me a break. Get the you-know-what out of here with that nonsense. Period. And the statement and the quotation, solid 3 stars. AJ Styles, damn it to hell, you deserve better than this, brother. You do. And if it was me, I would have taken my ball and I would have left. Remember what Stone Cold did a few years ago? I would have done the exact same thing. I don't care if my reputation was damaged. I would have done the exact same thing. Because if I'm going to be your champion, damn it to hell, I deserve the best and nothing but the best. Bullock, how do you follow that?
And then I would have given them the middle finger just to show them how I feel.
Amen. Go ahead.
Yeah, 3 stars in the main event. I mean, it was a great main event, but damn it to hell, why are we making this whole thing about Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan? I mean, you basically just brought it up. I mean, when the brand split was announced, I mean, these two said they were going to make it less about themselves and more about the superstars, and of course, it was the land of opportunity. What's happening now? They're making it about themselves, and they're whining and bickering like a bunch of little children, fighting over a toy that they desperately wanted. Give me a freaking break, man. Give me a freaking break. And what pisses me off even more is you're doing this at the expense of WWE champion AJ Styles? Give me a freaking break, man. No. I am so pissed off about it. And like I said, if I was AJ Styles and this was happening, I would have said, I'm taking my damn ball and I'm going home, and F you too. You want to whine and bicker? Go right ahead. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you two whine and bicker like a bunch of freaking little babies. Ugh. I really don't know what else there is to say on this. I'm just so pissed off about it. I'm done. I'm finished. Dee Dee Woodson, go. Go. Take it before I freaking explode even more.
Okay, you two just made my point that I made at the beginning of the show. Basically, you just made the whole point that I was making there at the beginning of the show. Why are they using AJ Styles? I mean, come on. My granddaughter Summer doesn't act like these two. They're basically, like you said, they're basically fighting over a toy. And I mean, for a 2-year-old, she's more mature than that. She doesn't fight over her toys, not even with any other child that I've seen. I mean, she knows what's hers and she knows how to handle herself with it. These two, I mean, you know, you have the boss and then you have the guy under the boss, and the guy under the boss is making all these decisions that the boss don't like, so we're going to sit here and we're going to fight over it. Okay, so where is that going to lead? It's going to lead to total destruction. It's going to lead to an implosion. It's going to lead to someone's head rolling in the end. Will it be Shane's head? Will it be Daniel's head? Will it be Kevin Owens? Will it be Sami Zayn? Will it be AJ Styles? Will it be somebody else on the roster? Who is going to be next that these two are going to play with their lives with? You know, there's going to be more to this conflict than what we have right now. Who is the next contestant to come up in the Daniel Bryan Shane McMahon conflict? Could it leak over into the Divas? Could it leak into the tag teams? Could it, could it just be just whoever else they're going to throw in to face Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? I don't know. All I know is this is a bunch of malarkey. It's stupid. And
it's a bunch of BS.
Exactly. It is. And you guys are rating it 3 stars. That's fine and dandy. I penalized for this stuff. I'm giving it the same rating I gave the first match. 2 3/4 of a star. I'm sick and tired of the BS that they put in these matches. I want a clean match. There's times and places for stuff like this. This isn't one of them. You already had them screw up last week. You had them out there where they distracted the referee. He missed a count for AJ, but caught the one for Kevin Owens. Okay, we just basically repeated the whole crap. Why? Why did we repeat it?
Because it's WWE, for goodness sakes.
Because the writers have no freaking brains. Which one of you guys was the one who put up the picture of the monkeys as the writing staff?
I believe that was Anthony that had the monkeys. If memory serves me right.
Well, they got brains the size of a freaking pea, for goodness sakes. They don't know what the hell they're doing.
Basically, I think that team that was writing when we had that up for, I believe it was Raw at the time, has now moved to SmackDown and has taken over the SmackDown writing.
They get the Ugly Lady Award.
Yeah, let me turn my camera on for that one. Okay. I don't know if my camera's working or not. Okay.
Yeah, it. Oh, there it is. There it is, right there, Dee Dee.
Yeah, there you go, Dee Dee.
Just put it up.
There's the Ugly Lady Award. This goes to the writers of SmackDown.
Yes, preach it.
I don't know who the heck this lady's supposed to be. All I know is
that looks like a knockoff of Hillary Clinton.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be like a Hillary Clinton knockoff. Something like that.
I don't know. I mean, even Callie here, I think she has more sense than the writers today.
Oh,
or even Tiger over here.
All right, I think this show's gone off the rails enough now, guys. So
I think Dee Dee Woodson basically was the one that sent it off the rails.
Yeah, we basically this whole night has been a little bit, but the thing is, it's all fair. All you guys are absolutely right with what SmackDown's been doing, because and even for me, and I'm the biggest SmackDown guy, and everybody knows I bleed Team Blue, but right now, it seems like I don't know what the heck is happening. It's like it's a role reverse. It's like SmackDown now is looking like the Raw from the beginning of the year and from the last year or so. That was horrible shows, horrible writing, everything going on. And now Monday Night Raw is taking the page from SmackDown Live, and they're becoming more relevant. Their storylines are getting better. It's like Dee Dee Woodson said. It looks like all the Raw writers went to SmackDown, and all the SmackDown writers, the good SmackDown writers, are on Monday Night Raw. So it's kind of like, what is going on? And okay, I get it. WWE wants to make Raw the A show. They want to give them a lot of momentum because they got the 25th anniversary coming up soon and everything else. And for some odd reason, McMahon's been not so happy with SmackDown lately. Well, why the hell? It's because of the fact that you basically took the heart of SmackDown, which was that land of opportunity, not making it not causing any drama with the SmackDown crew, letting them be what they were, the identity, let the superstars be the face of the show, and all of a sudden you've given us garbage and crap that, I'm sorry, I'll say it, Florio, this was your show about a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. This was what Monday Night Raw was all about. So, I don't know. It's beyond me. Even though,
and it's not fair to AJ Styles.
Well, it's not fair to AJ Styles. It's not fair to Kevin Owens. It's not fair to Sami Zayn, because these are three guys who are right now in the main event picture, and they're the face of the company right now. They're definitely the guys you want to have pushed in the right direction.
And I'll tell you this right now, Fletch.
Redemption.
I'll tell you this right now, Fletch. If this certain individual was on SmackDown Live and he was getting the same treatment, I would lose my mind in a big way.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely have no doubt about that. I know where you feel about that guy. I don't know. I honestly don't know, and especially with the direction that we want it to go, and all of a sudden it's gone this way. I mean, look, if you're trying to do storyline progression, if you're trying to, the thing is, this is not the time to be picking the fights. This is not the time to be doing stupid stuff like this. We're on the road to WrestleMania. You got to make the shows really more coalescent, more better, more cohesive. We don't need a fight. We don't need drama going to Mania unless you're trying to push something that, like we've been saying, possibly a Daniel Bryan Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. That means Bryan in the ring, fighting at WrestleMania. If you want to do it that way, okay, I get it. That's probably the end game. But where we're going, you're not just affecting AJ Styles, but now you've affected the WWE Championship. The most prestigious title in the industry is now being affected. And that's the last thing you want to do, especially for the diehard fans, especially the people who really takes this really serious. Is when it comes to the WWE title, this is no joking. This is not no fun and games. You don't screw around with this title at all.
The history
and
of
make
the
it
title,
a joke.
for goodness sakes.
No. And that's the thing. SmackDown Live already made one mistake when they put the belt on Jinder Mahal. We were thinking at the time, fresh face, somebody who's never gotten an opportunity. This would be great. We saw what happened there. It squandered big time. And it lost its luster. When they put the belt on AJ Styles, you felt the credibility went back into the belt. Now all of a sudden, here we go again. Handicap fight at the Royal Rumble with the title on the line. Okay, fine. But heaven forbid if AJ loses this belt. If he some way, somehow comes out of this and survives and successfully defends, then he's on his way to WrestleMania. There's only one stop left. There's only one little roadblock in his way, which I don't know if that's a SmackDown event.
It's Fastlane.
It's Fastlane. He's got one more roadblock that he has to navigate through, because after that, it's smooth sailing to WrestleMania, to New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. You get to there, then I think a lot of people will say, all right, no problem, we'll live with this, this is awesome. But right now, the bickering and the fighting is affecting not only AJ Styles, but you're affecting the WWE title. And that is a major problem. You can't do that. That's a major no-no. That's all. I know Anthony Florio if this was the Universal title, even though I know it's a newer title for Monday Night Raw, but it's exclusive to Monday Night Raw, if they did that, Floyd would probably be flying off the handle. He flew off the handle, if you remember, when they were messing with the Intercontinental Championship, because Anthony's got so much pride and so much respect for that belt. And you remember the rants he went on when it was about the Intercontinental title.
Darn right. And
So
hey, what happened Monday night on Raw? Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe. What did they do? They gave us one of the best Intercontinental matches we've seen in forever.
Yeah. I could openly say it was the best Intercontinental title fight in the last maybe 5-10 years, at least, easily.
Probably since
they're putting prestige back to that title. What they're doing to that WWE title on SmackDown Live is a freaking joke.
So there's promise in the tag team division. There's promise with the United States title right now, because with this open tournament going on, now I've heard a rumor going around that maybe Ziggler comes back and we might have a unification, interim champion to the real champion. We'll see. Plus, then we got the women's division. Obviously, the women's title is not going to be much of a factor right now because they're pushing for the Women's Royal Rumble. Fair enough. Obviously, no arguments here. You want to make the Women's Royal Rumble legitimate. You want to make it big. You want to make it incredible. No doubt about it. Anthony has already openly said he's not looking forward to the Universal title fight at the Royal Rumble. SmackDown Live, this is your opportunity to seize the moment. Because if the Universal title is not great on paper, you would honestly think, oh my God, we could make our belt more relevant. We could be, we could steal a little bit of that thunder away from Monday Night Raw, because obviously we got the better belt, we got the better competitors, but their storyline's under siege. And I can't believe the Under Siege is on our own show. And it's because of Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, they've made that title and put that title under siege. And that's not good. Hopefully they ride the ship and correct whatever they need to correct from now until the Royal Rumble. Because right now, I'm going to say it, that title fight, I'm really fearing the worst, because I'm fearing an overbooked finish. I'm fearing a complete and utter mess of a championship fight. And Dede Woodson, you were saying how you want to see a clean finish, clean ending, true resolution. I don't think we're going to get it with the WWE title fight. I'm sorry. I don't think we're going to get it.
AJ Styles is getting screwed.
Well, no. I don't think so. I think AJ will win it. But it's not going to be the most satisfying or cleanest wins that AJ Styles is going to have as WWE champion. I'm openly saying it from there.
Yeah, and even if that's the case, nobody's going to be happy about the outcome of the title fight.
Well, again, depends how it plays out at the Royal Rumble. So it's still wide open. But anyway, let's just get into the overall review. I gotta go another 6 out of 10. I gotta go 6 out of 10. Look, we've made all the arguments, all the gripes. We made everything that we had to say about the whole level and the scale of the SmackDown live events now. WWE is doing a major disservice to SmackDown Live. I don't know why, because SmackDown Live was kicking the living daylights out of Monday Night Raw. Quality of show, the action, the roster, the look, the feel. It kind of feels like we need a reboot. We need something to spark us again and get us back to where we were. And that was kicking Raw's butt, making the claim that, hey, you were not the A show, that we actually were, that the competitive balance was even closer than what it was, but all of a sudden, that competitive balance, it is shifting Raw's way. Raw is going better. They are going on the rise. SmackDown is falling, and they are declining. And the thing is that I don't know if that was McMahon's idea, to make SmackDown go down a little bit. I don't know what is going on, but they're going to have to get their heads out of there, what's real soon, or this could get really ugly. And I don't want to go through week after week after week us being critical about SmackDown Live like we were with Monday Night Raw, because it felt like a never ending story with Raw. We were always slamming Raw for certain things that went wrong, and the quality of the shows were so bad, and now we're starting to do that with SmackDown Live. There is a major identity crisis on Team Blue, and they better get it together, because this is not going to stand on the road to WrestleMania. I'm just saying. Anthony Floyo, it's all yours.
Yeah, 6 out of 10. I agree with the rating. Solid but forgettable show. The tag title match was interesting. The women continue to build to the Rumble. The U.S. title tournament's going along okay. And they're heavily invested in the Shane and Bryan storyline, albeit at the expense of WWE champion AJ Styles, which is, like I said, we already ranted about how that's not okay at all. So if you had to ask me who had the better show, to me it was Raw. Raw had the better show because of one quality match on that show. Roman Reigns and Samoa Joe for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Easily the best match of the week. No question about that. That was an instant classic, and one that I strongly recommend you check out if you haven't yet. So that's all I can say there. So we'll see what happens next week in Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center, and we'll see if they get treated to a better show, unlike Orlando last night. So we'll see what happens. So 6 out of 10 for me. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
5 out of 10 for me. I'm sorry. I mean, I can't go higher than 5. I mean, this was, like you said, this was just a forgettable show. I mean, yeah, you had some good matches here, but it's just the way they're focusing on this whole Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon thing at the expense of our WWE champion AJ Styles is rubbing me the wrong way. I mean, I'm getting sick and tired of this bullshit here, and WWE needs to wake up and they need to fix SmackDown Live, because if they don't, you are going to get these types of rants week after week. So WWE creative team, wake up, fix this up, or as Chris Jericho, or as I like to say, in more words of Chris Jericho, WWE creative team, you just make the list. Bunch of stupid idiot mutton heads. Dee Woodson, it's yours.
Okay, as the oldest person on this panel who's watched this product now for 31 years, they need to get their heads out of their butts and start writing some quality stuff. As long as I have been working with you guys on this stuff, I have always, seems like almost every show there at the beginning, I was ranting on how they treated the women, how they treated the tag teams, how they treated, each division. It's finally hit the big one. It's finally hit the main title. They need to get their heads out of their rear ends, start concentrating on what they want to do with the show, and stop giving the fans crap, because the more they do it, the more people like us, the universe here, the internet followers and everything, we're going to be hard on them. We are going to be going after them. And I'm with Fletch. I don't want to do the same thing we did with Raw. But come on. There is a point to where you have to let it go. You have to stop the stupid chaos that you all are causing. There's other ways to do a storyline than to trash a title, to trash a division, to trash a legacy. I'm going with Bullock on this one. I'm going to do the 5 out of 10 stars, which hurts to do it because I've always liked SmackDown. But, right now, like Flora said, Raw is the better product right now. They've reclaimed their A show status. And there's not much more to say other than WWE, clean up your act and do it soon, because you're going to start losing a lot of viewership and a lot of respect from a lot of fans. So I'm heading out. Not too sure when I'll see you guys again because of my work schedule. So good night, guys.
All right. And now we're going to get right into the big show tonight or later this morning, wherever you are in the United States or around the world. Wrestle Kingdom 12 from the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. New Japan Pro Wrestling, their biggest event of the year, and the official card has been announced, and here it is, guys. Of course, they start with the New Japan Rumble, which is their version of the Royal Rumble. 20-man over-the-top rope battle royale event that normally starts the entire show. But this is always a pre-show fight. They'll start this around 1 a.m. or so. So last year, I remember the New Japan Rumble had a lot of big names. You had Billy Gunn, Michael Elgin, Elgin who actually won it. You had oh my God, you had Cheeseburger from Ring of Honor in it. You had Jushin Thunder Liger in it. So I mean, you're gonna have some big names in this event. But we'll see what happens when it comes out, and we'll see how this plays out. But now let's get into the main card. Roppongi 3K, Sho and Yo goes up against Matt and Nick Jackson, the Young Bucks. A tag team match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. 6 in a gauntlet match for the never open weight 6-man tag team titles. You got the reigning champions, the members of the Bullet Club, which is Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga, and Togo Roya. They go up against members of Chaos, which is Trent Beretta, Tamahiro Ashihi, and Tony Yarno versus Team USA War Machine, Hansen and Rowe from Ring of Honor, and the Unbreakable Michael Elgin versus Suki Gun, which is Tashihiro Ashihi, Zack Sabre Jr., and Tagashi. And then the other team is Tashi Japan, Juice Robinson, Tama Makabe, and Rashika, and that's going to be in the Nova Openweight title match. Then we have a very special matchup, one that I know Anthony Floyo is going to like. One of the men from the Cruiserweight Classic, Kota Ibushi, goes one-on-one with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. This was originally, this was going to be for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. However, because Cody Rhodes lost the belt to Dalton Castle, this is now just being deemed a one-on-one matchup. Unbelievable how this played out. Then we got, for the IWGP Tag Team Championship, the Killer Elite Squad, Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Lance Archer. They go up against Sandara and Evil from Los Ingobernables de Japón. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. Then we have, oh boy, are you ready for this, y'all? It is going to be hair versus hair for the never openweight title. It's Hiroti Gato, a member of Chaos, versus the leader of Sukigun, the reigning champion, Minoru Suzuki. This is going to be, this is going to be nuts. Insane fight, unbelievable matchup. Could be fight of the night. It could be one of the fight of the night status. Then a fatal four-way for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. Of course, the villain, Marty Scurll, member of the Bullet Club. More importantly, a member of Ring of Honor. He goes up and puts the title on the line against Hiroshi Takahashi, the Time Bomb, with his cat Daryl from Los Ingobernables de Japón, against Kushida and Will Ospreay, who's one of the hottest stars right now, one of the most popular guys in Japan, representing Chaos. Unbelievable matchup we're going to see. Then we got, for the Intercontinental title, Hiroshi Tanahashi puts the title on the line against the Swing Blade, Jay White. As you know, Jay White was nominated for a Breakout Star of the Year. Now he gets an opportunity to prove why he was nominated and gets an opportunity at possibly becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Then, of course, the one fight that the whole world is ready for, the one fight that everybody's been talking about, Alpha versus Omega for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship in a no disqualification match. Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega. You don't even need to hype this fight. You already know how this started. Jericho, not too long ago, made the challenge to Omega. Omega accepted. Then about 2 weeks ago, Jericho goes to Japan and jumped Kenny Omega. Jumped him and attacked him. One night later, at a press conference to hype Wrestle Kingdom 12, Omega jumped Jericho and got revenge on him. And now, here we are, the night of the biggest fight in New Japan Pro Wrestling history, and one of the most talked about fights going into this night. It don't get no bigger than this. I don't even need to hype it any more than what it is. The main event of Wrestle Kingdom 12 is Kazuchika Okada putting the IWGP Heavyweight title on the line against the winner of the G1 Climax 2017 and former IWGP Heavyweight Champion in his own right, the leader of Los Ingobernables de Japón, Tetsuya Naito. For over, and I'm gonna be real honest with you, for over 1 full year now, and actually I'm gonna say this because his reign's been more than that. He has been 563 days as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion is Kazuchika Okada. He beat Naito on April 10th, 2016 in Tokyo, Japan. Or actually, I should say, no, I stand corrected. He won the title back in Osaka, Japan on June 19th, 2016. And ever since that day, Okada has been the champion. The man that he took the belt from was Naito. He took the belt from him. Now, tonight, on the 564th day of this reign, Tetsuya Naito has a chance to regain one of the most prestigious titles in the industry, as now this is going to be the 9th title defense of the title for Okada. A lot of the betting line people are saying Naito is going to win. A lot of them believe that tonight will be Naito's night and that he will walk away not only the new champion, but the 66th IWGP Heavyweight Champion of the world. Will that happen? There's only one way to find out. By going on to njpwworld.com. If you have the Fire Stick, you are set. You will get this. If you are on New Japan Pro World, $8.99 a month. But tonight would be the night you want to get this. I think there's a free trial, though. I think there's like a 1-week trial. This would be the perfect time to use that trial right here tonight and tomorrow night at Corkin Hall, which is the night after. Of course, and plus, there's always replays on AXS TV. That is shown every Saturday night at 8 and 11. Anthony just alluded to that. And possibility you could see some of those fights on that lineup. All right, so now let's get into something that I wanted it to get into, and that's about the RWA show. Apparently now, RWA was supposed to have a night of excellence, or a night of remembrance, a night of celebration, because they were going to honor Frank Champion, who is retiring from wrestling altogether. However, because of the imminent snowstorm and the cold temperatures, RWA has hinted that they might postpone this show. So, I'm not going to put an official preview video out tonight, out of respect, because I don't know if the show is even happening on Saturday night. If it does happen, please monitor that, and we will find out what's going to happen on the night of appreciation. We don't know yet. It was rumored that RWA management was talking about possibly postponing the show to a later date. We don't know if it is or not. We will have to monitor this. Please go on my Facebook page. I will have more updates when it becomes available. I have been in contact, or I've been trying to contact RWA. However, at the moment, they have not returned any of my calls, my texts, anything at this moment. What I do know is that they are negotiating at this hour about the future of the show and what's going to happen. We don't know yet. If they do the show, then I will let you guys in on all the fight card and the whole 9 yards, probably on a later date or a later video. So because of that, we don't know what's going to happen. One other factor, and we're going to end the show now because we are done, but now our Strictly Sports show on Friday night, which would have been our preview of the wild card weekend and the preview of the national championship game, that show is now up in the air as well because of this impending snowstorm and with the fear of power outages. And that has definitely been the word going around here, especially in the Rhode Island area, that now the show on Friday night is up in the air. I cannot say definitively is this a yes or a no. The producers of the show, Derek Ferreira, are monitoring the situation right now, And we hope to have an official confirmation possibly during the day on Friday. And all I can say is at the moment, please keep your eyes peeled to the Strictly Sports Facebook page, to Anthony Foyo's page, to my page on Facebook. If we do have a show, we will let you know that it will be 10:30 Eastern. However, if it does not happen, then you'll have to wait till Monday night on Ridiculously Raw for the next episode. So, with that said, thank you, Anthony Floyo. Thank you, Michael Bullock. Thank you, Dee Dee Woodson. We'll see you guys possibly Friday, if not, definitely Monday for our next show. Until then, you know the routine. Hug and hand pounds. We are out. Have a good night, everybody, and so long for now. Bye-bye.